Well, I think the term evangelical has taken on many different meanings over the last number of years because of different people that claim the name. And to me, being an evangelical means embracing first century authentic Christianity that's biblically based. I consider myself an evangelical, but I prefer the term follower of Christ. I'm an evangelical, I'm a follower of Christ because I really believe that it was God's truth and that Jesus Christ was literally the Son of God and sent to proclaim the good news or the gospel of the forgiveness of sins and the redemption that we can find in Christ to be reconciled with God. And if Jesus was who he said he was, then he has moral authority over our lives that is unparalleled and carries great weight. And so the teachings of Christ and being obedient and consistent with the teachings of Christ in every aspect of my life is a very, very important part of my worldview. And sometimes I say that for some people their faith is a side dish in their dinner, but for me it is the main course, and it is the main pillar of my life around which I try to build everything else, my family, my career, my work, my interests around my faith in Christ. It informs the decisions I make, the choices I make, the things that I choose to do with my talents, my money, my resources. So that's what it means to me to be a faithful follower of Jesus Christ. Maybe evangelical is not the right word to use, but to me evangelical means true to the original authenticity of the Christian faith as represented by Christ through the scriptures that we have handed down to us. You know, my hope for the American church 10 or 20 years down the road would be that it becomes a more authentic expression of first century Christianity. I think the American church has by and large been co-opted by our materialistic culture. I think we've embraced a shallow version of the teachings of Christ. I think we've embraced a very narrow agenda often in our social advocacy, standing for what we're against rather than what we're for. We're known to be against homosexuals. We're known to be against abortion. We're against certain things instead of being known for our love, our compassion, our sense of justice, our sense of sacrifice, our sense of concern for our fellow man. And my prayer for the American church would be that we would return to a more authentic profession of faith in Christ, that we would be known as Mother Teresa was for what she stood for, and an unwavering commitment to her fellow man to help the downtrodden and lift up the broken, be with the sick, and the hungry and the marginalized in our world. And I believe that hopefully someday the American church will embrace the fullness of this gospel or good news, the message of Christ, that we would be part of that social revolution that I think Jesus envisioned to change the world that we live in, to reform it, redeem it, to stand up for justice, to make bold moves of compassion toward our fellow man, and to proclaim the truth that I think we get only from Christ and through Christ and the scriptures that bring us that message. So a broader American church with a deeper agenda and a more authentic faith.